Hello everybody, it's Jenny from Jenny Stitches and welcome to Friday Live from the shop again. I'm just going to hold on for a moment or two and wait for a few people to join. But do say hi if you join in. Say hello, don't want to be on my own. Hi everyone, that's great. Some people are here, I'm not on my own. Hello to you too, happy Friday. Yes, indeed. I was just talking to a supplier and I was like, oh, it's Friday, and he's like, yes, I'm going home to not think about fabric for the entire weekend. And I thought, I've got to come to work tomorrow, so that's not fair. Great, we've got a few more people getting on board. I'm just going to give it one more minute and then I'm going to get stuck in to some of these things that you've been asking to see. Got a cup of tea. Very much needed. Still struggling to get up and downstairs to make a cup of tea. Hi Jane from Vancouver. What's the weather like with you? Oh good, Debbie's got stuck in and cut out some fabric from last week's, so that's good. Right, shall we get started? Are we ready? Okay, so I've got a list. I've actually made some notes. I asked you earlier this week if there was anything you wanted to see, and there were a few requests, so I've got a few bits and pieces out to show you off the shelves. And I'm hoping that the people that have asked to see things are here, and if they're not here, then I'm hoping that they'll see it on catch up. So let's get stuck in. First of all, Natasha asked if she could see the String of Hearts Viscose jersey. So I'm going to show you that one now. This is another one of the new Viscose jerseys that came in a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't get a chance to show you this one last week. I'm going to unroll a bit so you get a decent amount. And it's just so quiet in here at the moment. It's weird when there's no doors open, radio on, and it's just me. It feels a little bit, not spooky, but it's just strange to be on your own in the quiet. So this is String of Hearts, and if you like houseplants, you can probably see why I called it that. Because it's very reminiscent of the leaf shape that you get on String of Hearts, but it is multicoloured. Obviously my houseplants don't grow that colour, that would be amazing. But it is a viscose jersey, so of course the stretch is fabulous and snaps nicely back there, so really good stretch and recovery and a lovely drape. And that is about the scale of the print there. If I hold it up against me, it gives you an idea. What do we think of this one? I think it's lovely. The other two viscose jerseys that I showed you last week sold out completely this week, so you obviously liked those. You'll have to let me know what you think of this one, but that is for Natasha, and I hope that helps answer your question. Now, I've just seen a little question pop up there about fabric glue. Mr. Stitches said that I need to have somebody reading questions out while I'm here. But we're not that professional. Do I sell Gutterman fabric glue? Not at the moment, but I can get it, so I will try and get some in. Okay. Mary Ellen can see something she's gonna buy. That's good. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so moving on from that one. The most popular request that I had when I asked you what you wanted to see was for autumnal or kind of transitional fabrics that are going to take us into the new season. And as with last week, I am still very much in denial about the fact that autumn is coming. For me, the kids have only just broken up. There's still 6 weeks of summer. I don't want to think about it yet. But some of you guys do, and obviously if you're one of those organised people that likes to plan your wardrobe ahead, then I guess you're going to start thinking about sewing for autumn now. But I find that thought wholly depressing. So. But I haven't particularly got in a huge number of autumnal fabrics yet. Obviously I did quite a large stock up for the shop when we moved, and I wanted all that to be quite summery and bright. Not that autumnal fabrics can't be bright, but you know, they're a little bit duller, aren't they? So I did get a couple of bits, and I do have some bits on the shelves, but there will be more to come, is I guess what I'm trying to say. So I will show you this first. I have this in 2 colourways, and this is an unusual jersey. This is a crepe jersey, so it has that kind of crepey feel to it, and it is a polyester, but it is a knit. So it almost feels like a hybrid. It's unusual. But it features a printed knit design, which I thought was really cool, very eye-catching. But you've still got that great sort of drape and softness, but it's not like a soft, fluffy knit, if you know what I mean. It's not actually like it's been knitted. So that is in the red colourway. I'm just going to hold that up again. You can see it's mild, so it's quite subtle from a distance. I think this would make lovely sort of transitional garments. It's, I don't know, it's just not too heavy. And again, it falls nicely. So you could make any number of dresses. Or somebody was asking about using this to make a waterfall cardigan the other day, which I thought was lovely. So you get that look of a knit without it actually being hand knitted. And here it is again in the green. This is like a lovely green colourway. And yeah, very appley. When this first came in, the the bolts were rolled inside out. So if I show you the reverse there, it looked like that, and we were like, oh, that's a bit duller than we thought when we picked it out. And yeah, it's not, it's inside out. So my poor mum, she had to roll that the other way back around, but she's done a very good job. So that's in green. Do you know, I don't think this is a knit, is it? I think it's a woven. I'm going to double check. But yes, knit look. Oh, it's got, it says it's jersey, and it does have elastane, but it definitely feels crepey. So it's, yeah, it's definitely some sort of hybrid. I'd have to really examine it to check the weave, but I digress. Have I restocked linens? Yes, linens were restocked a couple of weeks ago now, so I have still got pewter, lavender, red, green and natural linens in stock if you want in 100% linen. Okay. Whew. Also in the knit line, I'm going to have some tea. Not going to McDonald's this week. Also in the knit line, I've got a couple of Pontes. I've got a few Pontes on the shelf, but I thought I'd just grab a couple that I felt were particularly autumnal to show you. Is this lovely ochre check. I think this is a very sort of classic kind of colour, and it would make up into any number of things. You could have some nice trousers, whether that might be a little bit Rupert the Bear, I don't know. Or a lovely dress. Personally, I'd just make this into a very simple skirt. I think just as a mini, it would be lovely. But being Ponte, it's got that slightly more body to it. It's a bit warmer. Yeah, it's great. I'll show you the stretch on it. I do love a bit of mustard in the autumn time, but it's got a good stretch. Nice and stable. If you're new to knits, if you haven't sewn with knits before, Ponte is the perfect place to start. There we go. What are we saying here? Oh, Rachel got her order today and she's happy with it. Good. I am pleased. That's fab. And Debbie's happy with her viscose linen, so that's also good. Thank you for the nice feedback. I'm glad you're all happy. Great. Okay, so again in Ponte Roma, I'm just going to take this clip off. This one is, what do we call this? This is Arty Spots, and this is in the purple colourway, and this also comes in an ochre colourway. So again, those sort of rich autumnal tones. There's just a little bit of this one left because it is some of last year's stock, and I do have it in the other colourway. I have some nice dogtooth Pontes as well, which you'll find on the website, but that's a bit of a different print. Obviously it's not floral, so it's a bit unusual. I'd say it's like an oversized kind of leopard inspired look to it, but yeah, very nice. I would happily sew that up. Okay, tatty. I hope everybody's had a good week anyway. I'm tired. I'm definitely ready for a holiday. Really overwhelmed with like loads of things to think about at the moment. I've been doing lots of planning for what I want to do in here. I've been starting to think about workshops, and I've been sort of getting organised on buying a coffee machine. That's woo, that's like a whole new world. I've been speaking to suppliers about furnishing fabrics today, and now I'm just at the stage where my brain is imploding. And really, I just want to do some sewing. So I'm looking forward to just having a break and then hopefully collating my thoughts together a little bit. So only a couple of more weeks before we can go on holiday. And the kids are off, so that just adds another layer of complexity. But look at this. This is pretty. This is just called a poly viscose check in blue and pink. That was an imaginative name. But these colours are just gorgeous. I think a real pop. Kind of can't beat your tartany checks for autumn winter time. I don't know what else to say about it other than it's fab. Look at it. It is kind of double-sided. If you looked carefully you could see a right and a wrong side, but it's great. It would be nice for anything. You could go trousers, dresses, skirts, tops even, jackets, pyjamas would be awesome in this. It's that nice kind of mid-weight feel to it. It's not thin like a poplin or a lawn. It's definitely got a bit of extra snuggle to it, would be the technical term. Yeah, just really, really lovely. So I think a nice sort of modern, fun twist on a traditional tartan. Although I do personally have my eye on the black watch tartan that I have in, that's still calling to me. Okay, what else to show you? I have got this beautiful viscose twill, and viscose twill is always really, really popular in sort of autumn and winter time because it's just got a bit more body. So I think you tend to feel a little bit warmer, like something with a bit more structure to it. And yeah, this is, I think it's called Ellipse or Elliptical. I can't remember which one I went for. And we've got these lovely sort of pinks and oranges, so a very sort of nice seasonal feel to that, I think. And you can see the scale of that there. And again, beautiful drape, like you always get with viscose. So yes, very good. I am double filming today, so one of my lovely customers, Carolyn, I don't know if she's on here today, she suggested why don't you film for YouTube at the same time. So I've got my vlogging camera is set up just behind the phone. Hi YouTube. So I'm going to have a go at sort of uploading this to YouTube later on as well. So I'm massively confused because I'm seeing myself in two different angles. I was not made for a career in TV or anything. Yeah, I am thinking pyjamas would be lovely in that too. Annette really loves the organic cotton. Good, because we did backwards and forwards which one to get, didn't we? Are you happy with that? Oh, good, I'm so happy. I love it when you're happy. Right, okay, so next up are, these are brand new in this week, and these are a couple of viscoses, or rayons as they call them, because in America they call it rayon, but it's the same thing, from Dashwood that have come in, and these are from the Tapestry range by, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I'll only get it wrong, but this is just fabulous, isn't it? And I really love how the colours in this print are just, obviously they're very bright, but they're also kind of muted at the same time. So we've got a lot of colour going on, but it's not too in your face. And I think if you're thinking ahead to sort of autumnal things, it's yeah, it's lovely because it's just got that sort of softer tone to it for that time of year. I think this would look fab made into something like a lyra dress. or maybe that new Fabric Godmother peony pattern that's just come out. Any number of things really. Yes, something with a good amount of fullness. It's definitely got a sort of late summer feel to it, I think. In terms of weight, Elaine, it is it's a pretty standard sort of viscose weight, I would say. I think from memory it was roughly around 100 and something GSM, so not the lightest of viscoses, but also not super heavy either, like somewhere in the middle. But again, you can see the drape there. And I'll just show you the pattern a little bit. I try not to dip it in the tea. Show the pattern a little bit closer up. But yes, really graphic, really fun. Trying to decide if it's a floral, but I don't think it is. This, however, is a floral. Yes, Elaine, I find some viscose too thin as well, and I'm really choosy about what I do and don't stock, because I don't like stocking the really thin stuff. It was interesting actually. I did have a conversation with a rep about that fact, and he said that a lot of the dead stocks in particular come from Europe, and obviously in Europe, where it's warmer, wear a lot lighter fabrics than we perhaps do, but obviously here, and particularly in the north, we're always looking for that little bit of extra warmth. And this is the other one that's new in from Dashwood, and it is a very classic sort of, I'm going to have to hold that right up close for you to see, ditzy kind of floral design. Very, very pretty. Oh, I can hear my Instagram counter going round. Little side story, I bought myself a little social media counter, and I'll show it you sometime. And it has numbers on it, and then they tick round if someone follows you. So it's like, it's dead exciting if it goes, and then sometimes it goes backwards. Rude. So, which do we think? This one or that one? One or two? Well, I can both. Okay. Right. Now then, another request that I had was from Barbara. And I don't know if she's on here, but if she does see this later, was Barbara wants to make the Pattern Emporium Smitten jacket, and I don't have a picture of that to hand, but everyone's saying too. That is basically, it's like a modern take on a denim jacket. It's like a cropped little jacket with a elasticated waist, and it's very, very cute. And I have printed that pattern so many times for people. Sometimes I end up looking them up because I'm like, what is this pattern? Because I'm printing them away and thinking a lot of people are buying this. And Barbara specifically wants to make that in a navy, so I have pulled out 3 options that I think will be suitable. And the first of which is my lovely 6-ounce denim, and this is a premium denim no less. And I know that Annette's here, and she sent me a picture today of this denim made up into Lander shorts, and they look amazing. If it's okay with Annette, I will pop them on my stories after this because they were beautiful. But this is such a nice weight. This is the 6-ounce denim, so it's not the finest, it's not as light as a chambray, but it's not as heavy as, say, something you would use for a traditional denim jacket or traditional jeans. It's somewhere quite in the middle. So that makes it quite, thanks Annette, that makes it quite versatile. It's, yeah, you could use this for, it's heavy enough for a good weight of trousers, but not as thick as like shop-bought jeans. Also light enough to make dresses with, and shirts and blouses and things, so I think it's very useful. If I was making that Smitten jacket, this would probably be like the vanilla choice, the obvious, straightforward, not boring, but practical choice. The other item that I have picked up is my linen, so whoever was asking about linen, here it is. And this is a beautiful linen, 100% linen. Oh, it's late on a Friday, isn't it? Which would also be lovely, and it would have perhaps more of a summery feel in this one. Not that it would be too fine, but linen is very much a summer weight kind of fabric, isn't it? So that's 2 options for you, Barbara. And I figured that I would throw in a wild card, which is this lovely cotton sateen. And whilst it is navy, it does have a print, and it has these lovely, this design on it. I don't even know what I would call it, but there we go. And you can see that's just got, I'll show you there, just a touch of stretch. And yeah, very, very nice. Do like a bit of sateen. I feel like sometimes it's a little bit underrated. Will I be getting the Verbena cotton lawn back? I hope so. Next time I see that particular rep, I will see if I can get some more, because it was very pretty. And it was purple, so purples are always welcome in here. So I think that's everything that I've got out to show you. Donna asked about ideas for the Charlie caftan. And I don't have a copy of the pattern in stock at the moment. I desperately need to order in some indie patterns. But they are so expensive. Everybody comes in and says, ooh, these patterns are expensive. And I'm like, I know, I really don't make a lot of money on them. So I really need to get some more in. But I've been putting it off a little bit, if I'm honest, because they cost a bomb. I digress, but Donna wants to see ideas for the Charlie caftan. If you're not familiar with it, it's a lightweight sort of throw over, very simple dress, as the word caftan would suggest, perfect for sort of beach wear and things. Donna, I would go with either a linen, like we've just looked at, but maybe in a lighter colour, cotton lawn, viscose, plain cotton, just about anything. I think personally, if I was to make it, I would, oh, I don't know. That is quite a choice, isn't it? I think I would be looking at something like, ooh, getting two for the price of one here. I would be looking at something like this Viscose twill. This is the Fabric Godmother Meadow Life. I think that would be really pretty. Gosh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Can we just, with the little... How is this still in stock? Can you see the little bugs on it? There's little ladybirds. Cute. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Double gauze would be lovely too. Which leads me on to... somebody asked to see double gauze, and I'm sorry I haven't written down your name, so if you did ask to see double gauze, I will have a look now. Let's see what we've got going on here. Hi Lynn, if I already mentioned this, which dress pattern am I wearing? This is a new look dress pattern, and I get asked about it every time I wear it. It is incredibly comfortable, and I was saying to a lady today that it is essentially, it's secret pajamas. It feels like a you like wearing an outside nightie, basically, is what I said. But yeah, I think off the top of my head, and I might be wrong, I think it's new look 6574. What a loser. But I don't want to go and get the catalogue and have a look, or else we'll be here all night. But I'll message you, Lynn. But thank you. Thank you for your order, Andrea. That's very kind. Could we get like one of them TikTok things where you're shouting out what people have ordered? Right, great. Double gauze. Now I don't have a huge amount in at the moment. I had an absolute nightmare with double gauze last year, I must admit. I got in last year, I got some beautiful plain shades of double gauze and some beautiful plain linens in stock. And they were just stunning, and I loved them as like a collection when they were all sat together. I used them quite a lot on my social media and things because they just made such lovely pictures. And I put them in the shop window. Kind of see where this is going to go. And I did have the windows next door in the old shop. I did pay to have the UV film put on them to stop things from fading, but unfortunately it's just not enough. And yeah, some of the colours were absolutely fine, but it was certain ones that just seemed to fade. And the problem is when you've got, this isn't a very good example, but when you've got a bolt of fabric like that, if the sun catches the end, you basically end up with a faded line down the middle of the fold all the way through the bolts. And they were quite expensive, some of these linens and double gauzes, and I've still got them upstairs because I don't really know what to do with them. I should probably just sell them off as damaged, but yeah, every time I look at them I wince because it was a very expensive mistake / accident, so yeah. Anyway, I'm digressing again. So, double gauze that I have in stock at the moment, I have these left over. There were about 5 colourways of this one, and this is the Inky Spots. So I have got ochre, white and sand left. Probably don't plan to stock too much more double gauze now that we're going to be moving out of summer. It is a very lightweight fabric. And again, these would be ideal for the Charlie caftan and similar, but you can get an idea there for that print size. Very, very pretty. Yeah, I could dye those fabrics, but literally when you've got like 10 to 12 meters on a ball, I don't think I've got time for that. But somebody else could dye them. If you wanted to buy them cheap and dye them yourself, you could do. I think anything that you, and I think somebody's just said this as well, anything that you could cut out that you don't need to cut on the center fold, you'll be absolutely fine, because you'll be able to get, say if you were cutting trousers, you'd just be able to get them on the flat. So they're not unusable. Yeah, I just need to get over the fact that I'm upset every time I see them. And also in double gauze up here, woo! I think we touched on the leafy ones last week, so I'm not going to go into those in too much detail. We've got the leafy there. I've got some beautiful green with gold butterflies left over. That's very, very soft. And again, the leafy one in white. And a little bit of the rosy one, which I think we looked at last week, but there's literally, there must only be about a metre there. And then this really cool Playdays one, which is just, reminds me of, do you remember the TV show Playdays? Do you want to make view A? Oh, I don't know. Donna, thank you. You'll have to remind me what the difference between view A and view B is, because I don't have a copy of the pattern with me. So I'm going to pop those back up there and have some of this tea. Okay. Yeah, maybe we will have to do something with all those damaged fabrics. Okay, so before I head off and go home, and we're having curry for tea tonight, I'm going to make a curry, and we are watching the Hunger Games at the moment. My son's just read the books, so now we have a little rule that if there's a book, you have to read the book before you watch the film. So we're going to be watching the last one tonight, I think. View A doesn't have the gathers, right. Again, just kind of as the pattern was suggesting, the lightweight wovens, yeah, sort of all your viscose and things like that. Do I have already quilted fabric? Yes, I do. However, let me tell you another story. I do have some pre-quilted fabric, which is new in. However, the supplier that sent it to me, I don't use them very often, and they've sent it with no information as to, it's up there, the pink one. They've sent it with no information as to the composition, the width, the GSM, anything like that. So I can't put it on my website until I've got some actual details of what it is, which they haven't provided. So I have emailed them and I rang them today because I've got maybe around 10 fabrics which I just can't get onto the website because of this information. So hopefully that will come through soon. I did get a quilted gingham fabric in just before we went to the Stitch Festival, and it sold in about 5 minutes. It was ludicrous. So I'm always on the lookout for that kind of thing. Yeah, great. Would you use it inside a jacket or outside a jacket, or for something different entirely? Tropical cotton lawn, yeah, it would. So you guys have got better ideas than me. Okay, so has anybody got any other questions or want to see anything before I head off? Outside a jacket, yes. I think that would be nice. A bit like that sewing bee challenge, but you don't have to do the quilting. Okay. It's all gone a bit quiet now and it is 5:30, so... Ooh, Annette made a dressing gown in the black and white check. That's different. I like that. That'd be cosy. Right, so on that note, I am going to wrap things up because I need to go and tidy all of this stuff up and get it all away before going home and coming back and doing it all again tomorrow. So I am hoping tomorrow that I might almost finish off my Pattern Emporium shirt. I really want to get going with it. I've managed to just do a sleeve placket today. That's about it. So some bit of sleeve binding. So I want to get it finished off now. But I hope you enjoyed that. Do let me know throughout the week if there's anything you want to see next week. I'm trying to think what date it'll be next week, but I'm completely confused with July. The kids finishing school has messed with my schedule. I'm all over the place. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and if you're watching on catch up, pop any questions in the comments and I'll see if I can answer them for you. But have a lovely weekend, everybody. Remember, the shop is open tomorrow if you are local or you fancy a trip down from wherever you are, because I know we're in a long way away from everywhere, but if you're in the lakes or whatever, just call in and say hi. So take care everyone, and I will see you soon.